Game 5 of the Celtics best-of-7 series against the Bucks as the series shifts back to Boston, where the C's will look to grab a 3-2 lead against the Milwaukee Bucks in this best-of-7 series. Welcome back to the Celtics pregame report for CLNS Media. I'm your host, Josue Pavone. I'm joined by Mike Petraglia to preview this momentum game. Let's get right into it, Trags. The Celtics erased a 20-point deficit in Game 4. They took a 1-point lead in the final minute, but never regained it as the Bucks pulled ahead thanks to a game-winning putback from none other than Giannis Antetokounmpo in the final seconds. Trags, we had a conversation after Game 2 of the series where at the time you thought the Celtics were on track to make this a quicker series than most of us anticipated. That obviously isn't the case coming back from Milwaukee. What happened in Games 3 or 4 that changed this series?
Jabari Parker and Thon Maker. Josue, I think those two players came out of the blue and completely changed the complexion of the series. And what have we said pretty much all year about the Celtics? Length gives them a lot of problems, and I think the length that those two guys provide, and obviously the scoring, but the length that those two present on the court at the same time really give the Celtics problems. And I think, the irony of the other day was, when Tyler Zeller went out with foul trouble both in the first and second half, I think that helped the Bucks because, even though the Celtics did make that run in the second half with Thon Maker on the court for a big part of it, he gives them length that the Celtics have a very difficult time matching up against. So I would say those two players emerging really changed the tempo of the series.
So how do the Celtics counter that, Trax? Is this a case of maybe we need to see a little more Greg Monroe? Does there need to be a drastic change from Brad Stevens? How does Brad Stevens counter that going into this Game 5 matchup?
Well, on the offensive end, I think if you're the Celtics, you got to space the ball a little bit better, pass, and make their bigs move, and make their stretch bigs move. Defensively, I think you just got to stay in front, and not allow them to get cuts to the basket, and you've got to keep doing a good job rebounding. Say what you will about the Celtics having trouble defending their bigs. The one thing the Celtics are still doing very well, I think, in this series, and they've got to do tonight, is rebound the ball, and especially on the offensive glass. Hit the offensive glass and get second and third chance points, and if you do that, I think I think the Celtics have a very good chance of holding serve in game number 5. But I do think the Celtics tonight is a must-win for the Celtics. You can't go back to Milwaukee with giving Milwaukee a younger team. In some regards, yes, the Celtics have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, but the energy that the Bucks have played with over the last 2 games, they look like the more energetic team, and you can't give a team that's playing with that kind of energy, that kind of momentum, heading back home with a chance to clinch.
This edition of the Celtics pregame report is brought to you by SeatGeek. Download the SeatGeek app today where you can save $20 off your first purchase when you enter the promo code GardenReport. The NBA playoffs is here, and the SeatGeek app is your place to go for tickets and the best deals around. Download the SeatGeek app, enter the promo code GardenReport, and you can save $20 off your first purchase just for listening to the Celtics pregame report. Trags, Marcus Smart's status for tonight has been bumped up to questionable. Before Game 4, Smart said that the target return date was Game 6. Now that it may be Game 5, what does that mean for the Celtics? How can he change the complexion of this series?
Defensive energy, Josue. I think, if Marcus Smart is on that court and he comes in, he can really pressure the ball. And when we talked a little bit earlier about staying in front and defensively what the Celtics have to do in terms of not allowing Milwaukee to cut to the basket, Marcus Smart is a big part of that energy and pressuring the ball. And whoever has the ball, Marcus Smart can do a good job of getting out on the perimeter and providing some pressure. He can obviously, we've seen, guard the low post, but I think the thing that Marcus Smart does better than anything else is he can disrupt passing lanes. And that's what I think he's probably going to have to do if he returns in game number 5 tonight. He's going to have to be a disruptive force. I wouldn't expect a lot from him offensively. Who knows? Maybe he surprises us and connects on a couple of threes here and there. But what he's going to bring is defensive energy, and I think that's a little bit of what the Celtics have been lacking, right? In the first halves of games 3 and 4, they have not had the kind of defensive tempo and energy that I think maybe putting Marcus Smart back in the lineup brings.
All right, Trags, let's hear it. Prediction time. Who wins tonight?
I'm going to go with the Celtics, but it's going to be 110-105. I think the Celtics hold off the Bucks and find a way to get just enough offense again from Jaylen Brown. But I'm going to give you a prediction. Terry Rozier reappears here in game number 5. He did not have a good trip to Milwaukee. I think, you were there in person, Josue, and you saw him. He did not look like the same player that we saw in games 1 and 2. They absolutely have to have Terry Rozier back in game number 5, playing at his type of level. And I think they do, and I think they get the job done.
All right, he is Mike Petraglia. You can check him out, of course, and myself on the parquet right after the game, breaking down this matchup between the Celtics and the Bucks. You can also follow him on Twitter at Trags and check out plenty of his work on the clnsmedia.com website. Trags, I will see you tonight, and it's going to be a good one, man. I can't wait.
I cannot wait either. I think it's going to be an electric building. Thanks, Josue.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Celtics pregame report. Make sure you check out the Garnett report after the game on the CLNS Media YouTube channel. You can check out all the raw and uncut videos from the podium and from the locker room. Weekday shows air on the Celtics Newsfeed channel on iTunes, Stitcher, and the CLNS Media mobile app. For today's Boston Celtics pregame report with Josue Pavone, this is Josue Pavone signing off.